This is A, which is that ain't just like a TIL. If you like my video, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribe. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is Celebrity Roundup. Like I said in my previous video, there's a lot of stuff been going on between my birthday and Thanksgiving, because my birthday is a week before Thanksgiving. And there's so much going on those last 2 weeks that I got kind of behind on my videos. But anyway, I'm back. Um, like I said, this is how this is a Celebrity Roundup. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the topics I'm going to talk about today is the Samara Joy movie being number one at the box office. A lot of other movies. This a young girl, I think she's from UCLA College or something. She's going to be on the reboot of A Different World on the remix. They also said that Debbie Allen is supposed to be directing the reboot of of of, um, of A Different World on Netflix. There's another movie that's supposed to be coming out, another black movie with a big cast. It's called, I think, The Landing Point or something like that. That's another movie that's supposed to be coming out at the end of this year, the beginning of next year. So there are a couple of movie items coming out. Also, I want to talk about Jordan Charles. Jordan Charles did a real good job at the finale of Dancing with the Stars last week. I had been watching it. I was really watching Dancing with the Stars for Lauren Hagwiri from Fifth Harmony. But after they kicked her off after the third round, I said, well, I ain't gonna watch it no more. And then when I saw a clip of them having I guess it was a disco night or whatever, and they had Jordan Child, and I said, well, let me catch a little bit of it. And so I caught a little bit of it, and then I rewatched the clip on YouTube, and she did good at playing Tina Turner. And I seen when she was dancing. Then she finally stepped up on top of stage, and started dancing like that, and it was like that was such a good performance. But then when it got to the judges and the scores, it looked like she was getting like eights and nines and sevens. I said I didn't like that. I said because she had been doing good from jump, even though I was watching it for the other lady. I was watching it for her too. And so it was like after episode 3 of Dancing with the Stars, and I watched a little bit of 4. After 4, I just stopped watching it. God said, "Oh, Jordan, they're gonna probably kick off in a couple of episodes, so I'm just gonna stop watching, so I won't get disappointed." And next thing you know, she had made it all the way to the finals, and they had the hip hop one the night before the night of the finals, and I didn't know until I talked to my niece that Jordan Childs and Normani were friends, because they both are gymnasts, and Normani has a background in gymnasts and stuff and dance, and so they asked her. They said, well, because I saw last month that she was, I think about 3 weeks ago, uh, she was training with Normani. I did a video and I said, oh, Normani is training her how to do the stuff. And so they were saying her dancer, Issa Restore, was trying to make the good, he said he was trying to make the good impression of what he wanted her to do for the hip hop part of the hip hop section for the finale. And she was saying that because the interviewer asked her, they were saying, how did you get the money on? Did she call you or you call her? She said no. She said what it was. Normani was coming to Dancing with the Stars, and she came for episode 3. And she said after the episode, she asked me. She said I would like to help you with your hip hop part of the thing. And she said, oh, okay. And so Jordan Child said she didn't think nothing of it, because she said sometimes celebrities say they want to help you out and they don't. And so she said the next day after Normani said that to her, she said next day Normani's manager called her and told her, when they want to set up a meeting or whatever. And she said she was just so happy and glad because Normani is an icon to her. Some people got mad. She ain't no icon. She ain't been around. And I'm looking at, yes, the Jordan Child and their generation, Normani is an icon. I say, but if you try to compare her to somebody like a Jennifer Hudson, no, Jennifer Hudson or Patti LaBelle or even Beyonce, no, she's not that yet. But as far as in the young people's eyes, that's the only person that they can see that really that really has everything that can be considered that could be considered a wannabe icon or working on being an icon. So I didn't understand the backlash with that. But anyway, uh, Jordan Child did such a good job honing the money and stuff like that. And they say she got a 30 out of 30, and that was the first time she got the highest score. And so I didn't finish watching the rest of it. They say she didn't win, but she did a good job and stuff like that. So I was so proud of Jordan Childs. And then they also said that her performance was the highest rated performance of that night and stuff like that. Now, on to a little bit sad news. 2 days before Thanksgiving, Funky Diveva announced on his Instagram, because I was looking on YouTube. I was trying to find on YouTube, but I couldn't find it. Somebody said he did on his Instagram page. I really don't follow too many YouTubers or YouTube personalities and stuff. And so he had announced that his doctor had said that he had stage one prostate cancer and he was in the first stages. And I was saying that I hope he gets better and I hope he feels better. I hope everything works out for fucking Aniva and stuff like that. With everything that's going on in the world, that was a kind of a sad and heartening thing to hear because like I said, my sister and I had it with my niece. My niece passed away in 2015 from ovarian cancer, and then my sister passed away in 2020. My oldest sister, so kind of around that time, I'd be kind of sad anyway. So it was like this kind of made me even more sad. But anyway, the sad way to that. Fast forward to last week. Fucking I even got on his channel talking about he tired of Tamar Braxton. He had thought everything over Tamar Braxton and stuff. At first, I didn't know what was going on. He talking about Tamar that the Braxton needs to keep her legs closed to marry men. She is dating, going out with Marseille, with Mendoza or whatever his name is. And so I was saying, huh, what? And then I said, what did Tamar say? And then I saw a clip on somebody else's channel where she was on somebody's podcast and they asked her about it. And she said, well, I can't really talk too much about the incident, but all I know is that I gave a friend a birthday party and I came out and I woke up and my teeth were out and I was bleeding and stuff. And I was saying, huh, what? What? And then after I saw it, I said, oh, I said, she said it after it first happened. And forget I never had been saying that he didn't, that nobody paid for his birthday party. He paid for his own birthday party with his own money. And that's the second time Tamar has said this. So I guess maybe that made him mad. Because like I said, I didn't see the full podcast interview. I just saw a little clip of it. And then next thing you know, Tamar was talking about she was gonna come out with a lawsuit and she was gonna sue Funky Diveva for defamation. But then somebody said later on she walked that back and stuff like that. And so I don't know if this gonna be an ongoing thing or a long going thing, but I wish they would hurry and clear this up. Uh, on another note, uh, I guess Thanksgiving Day or day before Thanksgiving Day, Ray J got on his IG talking about people trying to take his kids from him at 4 o'clock in the morning and all kind of stuff. And then they had Princess Love in the background saying that she was supposed to pick up her kids. It was her time to pick up her kids, and he wanted to spend what you call with his kids. And then she said something in the video about he was walking around with a gun, waving a gun, stuff like that. Next thing you know, they said Ray J was arrested because they called the police on him. He was telling her she shouldn't have had her cousin, somebody in there with her, waking him and his kids up. And I'm looking at y'all should have found a better way to co-parent and do this to have it all on the internet, all on the news and all kinds of stuff. And then he was talking about she ain't no angel, she ain't no good person. And she was talking about she wanted to take her kids away from around there because he had a gun, waving the gun around and stuff like that. That's why she called the police. He said Ray J has been doing like this, has been acting a fool. And I was saying, girl, you knew that when you first married Ray J and stuff like that. Everybody knew how Ray J was. You I guess you thought you could change Ray J or just get Ray J for the money. I don't know. I'll put that in the video. And then right after that, Ray J got mad and said Beyonce and Jay Z should have took pictures with Brandy because Brandy is a legend. And I said, yeah, we all know Brandy is a legend. And then people started digging up the stuff. Now, I did not know that Brandy dated Jay Z back in the day. Until my niece told me, I said, yeah, what's this going on? I said, I know about it. They were saying something about him and Rihanna. And then they were saying, yeah, Beyonce don't like to be around Jay Z's ex girlfriend and stuff. And I thought it was because Brandy was on Lala Anthony's show with uh with uh with um with Lala and Kim Kardashian, and also because I used to watch it, the Lala show, and so I remember they had a scene where Brandy was telling Kelly that maybe she need to kind of distance herself from Beyonce and them if she want to get a career popping. I remember the episode Kelly got kind of mad. So some people brought that up too, because that's the only thing I remember. Some people brought that up too and had the clips online. And some people more talk about the Jay Z and Brandy dating back in the early '90s. So I didn't know nothing about that part, but the other part I did kind of know a little bit about. And so anyway, people was talking about Ray J gonna mess up the boy's mind to it. He need to be quiet, need to shut up. And I say I can see it from both point of view. And Ray J is looking at that his sister came before them. She's a legend. His sister them came right after Patti LaBelle and the old legends. So they was the next generation up. So he felt about out of respect. And then, but everybody was saying that she was there for Kelly. Yeah, we know she was there for Kelly, but I didn't know that she went to like six or seven shows. They just thought Beyonce went to the show in L.A. and that was it. They say no, she went to the one in New York and the other ones. And I seen at the one in New York because she was taking pictures with Patti LaBelle, and that's the one that everybody was at too. And so it was like people was really on Ray J's side. I mean, people was really not on Ray J's side. They was more on Beyonce's side and stuff. And I was saying, I see both points of view. Then some people talking about Monica just happened to be in the hallway when Beyonce passed by, and Brandy was in her dressing room changing, and Ray J talking about she just came to the dressing room and asked. But what is a lot of like some people say Beyonce is not really a social person and stuff like that. But maybe if she would have sent some flowers, maybe she did send some flowers. But to Ray J, he felt like that was disrespectful. But anyway, like I said, I see both points of view on it. Ray J had a point, and also Beyonce had a point because she said she was, and I mean she didn't say, but people were saying that she was there to to uh support Kelly and stuff like that. Uh, on another note, on another note, um, Megan Thee Stallion won her case. I was so glad she won her case against that guy and stuff like that because these bloggers and people have been dogging Megan Thee Stallion out ever since this Tory Lane case happened and stuff like that. And I was so glad. How you gonna use an AI figure or somebody and say all this negative stuff, and know this stuff ain't true, and know people gonna look it up, and that's the same way George Fate said. George Faith came out and she was on Tamron Hall and she said that one blogger got a whole lot of hits by lying about her and her husband had broken up and separated and stuff like that. And she was saying that people don't realize that even though you behind a computer screen, Google gonna let them have everything. Google gonna let them have any information about you if they are through a legal action or going through court. And she said she had to do that. And when she was on camera, her husband said, "You'd be surprised by the people who be doing this." He said some people think they just be people at home on the computer board. He said it sure do. He said, but these people that have families, and there's George Page said, "Don't be sugarcoating this." Yes, it was a man with a family. He had a wife, 4 kids, and he was getting on the computer. And what made it so bad? He was a working man, but he was getting on his computer saying all this negative stuff about me and my husband, my marriage, putting it all out there. And she said, once you get one click. Once you get one click or one hit, there's other bloggers that say, "Ooh, he getting traction on this. Let me do something. Let me do something." She's right about that. It's some stories that I see other bloggers doing that I do not do. I pick and choose the stories that I want to say and that I want to talk about. And I always say my stuff is either alleged in my opinion I got this from somebody else. So, and so I always reference my sources and where I got my stuff from. If I don't say it out loud, I'll put it in a video and stuff. And so George Faith was right. So that's why I'm glad George Faith did what she did. And I'm glad Megan Thee Stallion won her case because these people gotta realize you can't be defaming people. How would you like somebody to do you like that? Uh, so I think that's all I have. That's all I have for this video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am out.